What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. It's so quiet without my fan on. Hold on. We're gonna be continuing building probably Playtime 235 though. Boop. That's better. Now I am not in dead silence. I don't know why. That's weird. I have it off a lot, but I don't ever have it off when I'm streaming, so I guess that's why I was so flabbergasted by the lack of noise. But anyway, it's still quiet. Why? Why is it so quiet? Whatever, that's not important. Anyway, I should probably be in the build. That would be ideal. Okay, we are down here. In this room. Cool. I should check where I am on the clip, though. Is my thingy thinging? No, okay. Not this time. I'm gonna ping, I guess. Since that's the thing that needs to be done. Okay. Unless somebody's gonna be... Okay, thanks to Jack. I'm gonna say John, because I feel like it... Hello, Nicole. Where's my clip? Where is it, actually? I have no idea. There. Am I caught up? Nope. I gotta trim this down. Okay, there's the jump scare, and there's the giblet. The giblet. Hello, hello, AJ, hello, Mouse, hello, Dreamy. That was intentional. It was 100% intentional, I swear. Oh, Horadon added that, but that's not how I do that. The thing right in front of me, this below me right now. Hold on, did he... I can't pause it. I cannot press the button. There we go. He did one of them, I thought. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna just go find one. I'll go to this room, since this was the most recent. Is that correct? I suppose so. It didn't, T-Jock? Really? That's dumb. Anyway, hi, both T-Jock and Nova. Hi, Chris. Hi, IDIK. What if I don't want to leave Blake here? So nobody got a notification. Alright, I'm being shadow banned. Confirmed. That's dumb, though. I don't know why. It hates me. Wait, no. Wait, yes. No, I guess. Frick! Breaking the floor was not part of it. What the hell? Did anybody get one? Oh my god. Well, I would have pinged anyway. That's dumb. Server ping? Yeah, I figured. Why? Why? You didn't what? I'm being bullied. Hold on, I wanna confirm that I didn't screw something up really quick. Nope, it's public. It's public, alright. It's not in the play. Do I have a playlist? Pop. I do not know. Okay. Bullying. Hello, 20. See, this is why we have upload ping in the server. Apparently. Didn't really think it ever mattered that much, but, you know. Okay, Horadon's got that. I feel like the ceiling here is taller than it should be. Not by much, but, like, it should be there, methinks. That feels more correct. Yeah. Seeing PPT5, that's crazy. What am I doing? Should be there. Anyway, hopefully everyone is having a good day or night. I am for the most part. We went out for, I suppose, lunch, because that would be lunchtime rather than dinner today for... That's what I need that I'm breaking. Okay, for my brother's birthday, though, which is cool. And then tomorrow is concert, CS concert, or Citizen Soldier, or whatever. So I'm excited. Oh, wait. That's true, Chris. Yeah, it kind of does. I just hated his voice, and that was all I gathered from that line being said, was that I didn't like his voice. Hi, Nathan. Happy birthday, AJ. Do you start Molly McCall's playthings? I have absolutely no idea. In one of the parts that are out there. It's all I can tell you. How many is it? It was 39, so it's probably 20 something, to late 20s. But I have absolutely no idea. I didn't check. Or I don't remember. Not my mother, but close enough. I said brother with a B. You really messed up both those. That's brutal. It's absolutely tragic. It's the double whammy. Anyway, I'm gonna do one of these. That's not these. And, yeah. Nah, you can't do that, Nova. I don't think you're allowed. Let's think about T-Jock. He is. He really is, Chris. Too much to recover. Yeah, let's start writing the will. It's over. I would imagine, 20, that the voice box in the bigger bodies are not the same as the one that the actual kid would have. I imagine it's some sort of electronic voice box for them to sound how Playco would want them to sound. Have you considered calling him a moron, Nova? I think that's probably your best bet. You're not calling him that? I will then. T-Jock, get back in here. Hello, Juan. Oh, there are more grates in ceiling. That's awesome. I love it. Apparently everything, Nathan, but what do I know? Hello, the glitch one. Okay, since apparently nobody did before, who of you got a YouTube notification for this stream? Because I had been informed that a bunch of people just didn't at first. And I want to see if my notifications decided to jump off of a bridge, or if it was just being dumb. You did? Okay. Mac can't get Bedrock. You guys can get Java though, right, on Mac? Descendances? Yes. I only say that because Spirit has merch for it. And that's the only reason I know what it is. You didn't? Alright, I'm just gonna ban you then, Gamga. That's fine. Let's get the Discord ping. That's dumb. You're a bridge. Alright, so... I don't know what that particularly develops for me, but alright. So awesome. Spudsies. Glad you enjoyed the Spudsies. That was probably... As far as, like, smaller builds, that might be my favorite. That one was fun. 10 out of 10 would do again. Suppose I already did it twice, actually. Ah. PPT 3 and 4. I was thinking about that about 15 seconds ago. I should also, or I want to also. That's fine. There's no carpet on this one? What do you mean? It looks so weird without it, though. Favorite pizza place? I do really like Pizza Hut, but we, like, never get Pizza Hut, so probably Papa John's. Papa John's is very good. And then there's some local-only ones that I can't legally say on stream. I suppose I'm taking this tent design, since this one has been defaulted, and not the one that I spent my hard-earned time doing. Not actually, I really don't care. That's not the same, though, as the other one. Hold on. That's the one that I'm thinking of. Okay, but I can do the smaller one. I don't really care. Or I can do a modified version, because I'm lazy. Perfect, just what I wanted. Yep, that looks awful. What if I just did this, actually? Sure, I'm okay with that. That's such an odd name. Mouse. That is quite the odd name. Hello, Benny. Hello, Blazing Mellow. Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure what's happening. We got a plan, and then I think half of the plan just got thrown, but I think we are still seeing it. But there's like 2 different movies that people want to see at the same time, so I don't exactly know what we're doing, but we'll see. But most likely, yes. I suppose is the short answer. You will find not a lot of people respond to a lot of things, IDIK. People respond to what they want to respond to. Okay, Horathon didn't add anything in here, so I'm just gonna strip mangrove wood. The entrance. So if I guess my point is if somebody doesn't respond to you, then it is what it is. I don't know. No sense making a deal out of it. It happens a lot. Okay, nothing here. I know there is another one because I remember seeing it and then I just said, oh well, and moved on, but I really shouldn't have. This one. This is the one. Yes, right here. There probably is another one, so I am going to check. Because, I don't know. There's so much going on here. I didn't do so much of this. Thank you, everybody who has helped. Specifically, I know Horathon, Nova, and Jordy Bros and Nathan, too, I believe. I don't think anybody else has tampered too much with this. I think Ender textured or something. I don't know. I don't pay attention. Anything else? I don't think there's any in this area. Definitely not in these rooms. Because I did these. Yeah. Yeah, it does. Sometimes. It actually depends, I think, on the video. Some videos do work with the little mini player and some don't. Hi, Peter. Hi, Roman. Anybody else? No, okay. So, Discord VC, we all searched 5 songs, listened to them after putting them in one playlist and rated them. How did that go? Okay, Nova. Are you working on 4 or helping me with 5? Who put that? I put that there, actually. I don't care either way, by the way, Nova. I just would like to know. You know, I like to be informed. 4? Alrighty. Finish a giant room? Maybe. I couldn't tell you, Julian. Presumably. I don't keep up enough to know what is happening. Because, again, my focus right now is play care. I've been there, done that with the intro segment, so beyond what I've done, I don't know what's happening. I am bringing this up. Another block. But I'm not going to add the slab. Actually, what am I going to do for that? Let's see. What's in the TADC 10? They are not particularly fun. Once you get past them, you should be pretty good unless you think about the roof, but don't do that because the roof is scary for sure. The roof is, I would argue, worse. But besides that, you're probably fine. There's a couple sections that are annoying, but overall it's not that bad. Minecraft education. Let's go. That's fine. Came in, so... Okay, I didn't see that, my bad. I was going to, but since you're going to be working on that, Nova, I don't know if you had a plan to, but you should switch how you have the servers right now. There's probably some block that would work. Like, find some, like, weird block, like observers or something. The like rate is too bland for me. Particularly high screen. 7 out of 10, but I had fun. That's lame. They just don't have good music taste. It's fine. What is going on there? Who knows? You'll do that. Culio. Alright. Yeah, I don't know what I'm looking at, actually. So it's this room. There's a crawl space, and then it's the room where Mr. Prototype shows up, and then it's... Cave number 2. Thankfully, it's 2 of 2, I think, right? There's not a third? I mean, you see the second one a second time, but... That's something I'm trying to think about, because... Obviously, it's just images overlaid, but where... is that other window positionally compared to when you see it in Giblet's little hideout? Because I wonder... I wonder if it's possible to... I just lost my train of thought entirely. That's really good. What was I trying to say? Wow. I wonder if it's possible to make both and have them both connect to the same cave, or if I'd have to structure block it or something. I'm hoping it ends up like pretty much right above or below it, and then I can, but I'll probably wait on the cave for that. Thank you, Jillian. The wood chest banner floors from Indigo Park. It looks good, but yeah, no, it's not real fun to place. The floor in TADC is also pretty annoying. That is... really just the... I mean, balconies are a little bit. They're kind of just tedious, but they're not as bad as the walls or floor or roof. They take like 20 minutes a balcony, maybe? 25? So, I mean... they're not particularly short by any means, but they don't take a year either, so... TADC being a first one is wild for any of you who are doing that. Because that one is just a behemoth compared to everything else. Like, I don't know. Although I suppose a good amount of people have probably also started by following PPT, which is certainly not better. It is certainly not. Is the far... yeah, the far wall should be marked. Okay. Oh, this is awful and I hate it. What am I looking at? It's like a white palette, which it definitely isn't a palette, but it looks like a palette. I haven't heard that one in a while. That gave me lethal flashbacks, actually. There's a mod pack that we have, and it has a Herobrine mod, and that is one of the sounds that Herobrine makes. So I heard that and just immediately I got the craziest flashback of my life. This is the room before that, Melon. You would get absolutely KO'd right into this doorway. Speaking of which, this doorway feels too small. I don't miss Lethal that much. I think Reapo's a better game. What the frick? Reapo's a lot more fun. Next Saturday, by the way. Next Saturday is my birthday. So, what do you all want me to stream? I'm not going to take anything with, like, fully 100% yes, that's what I'm going to do. It's not going to be Minecraft. Make fun of Nova's mistake. Since Nova won, I'm going to call you a moron too, Joe. I hope that's okay. Hello. I want to say Amelis, but I'm probably wrong. I apologize. What is this one called? It's Bra or something. No, it's Brew. It's 3 letters. I remember this. I'm just too smart. They cannot fathom my brilliance. FNAF fan games? Sodom? GTA? Happy early birthday, Grandpa. Alright, okay. I am gonna be over the 2-decade mark. But no, I said that. I said you weren't gonna say that, so I will. That was the point. You're too scared to call him a moron, so I gotta do it for you. Yeah, speak up for the little ones. Exactly. I do remember the Kmart, yes. Multiple games. I might do that too. I am debating, like, you, Peter, T-Jock, and whoever else, like, if y'all wanted to just vibe for a bit and play, I don't know, Repo, Lethal, Rocket League, whatever, just a bunch of games, I would be down for that. Just a more chill stream. Really, Nathan? Dang. Am I older or younger? I'm just wondering. If you are comfortable with saying. It's like, yeah, I'd be down for that. Although T-Jog wouldn't want to play the Rocket League because he's cringe. But what am I looking for? Oh, this hallway. These boxes. That's what I want. I think I'm just going to do the item frame. Actually, I'm going to do that slab too. Other Kmart. I'm not going to make another till refresh. I don't have a reason to. I'm kind of only doing refresh right now as well, to be honest. Which I did refresh Butcher Shop today, and that one's okay. It's not my favorite, but it's not my least favorite. And I don't even know what's next because I have a decision to make as to what I do. Tiny bit? Oh yeah. You would play RL? Let's go. So old. You're not that old. Come on now. Wait, what? What? Am I dumb? Don't answer that. Okay, back wall, looking across. That is there. Yes, that's correct. But then this wall should be further out. I feel like blinking light-sided would be better. Yeah, I think blinking. Not sure. It'll start early. It would start like your stream time. Well, not quite. Not that early, but you get the point. Like the time we would have been in VC today. Before I abandoned you all. 2 years? Only 2? Really? Dang. Maybe you are old. Okay, no, that is in the corner. I'm just stupid. I'm clinically dumb. How can you be clinically dumb? Surely it's possible, right? Well, clearly it is. Among Us could also be fun. I didn't see that until now, but true. I agree. I might have to reinstall Among Us. I think I uninstalled it. Which section is the most fun to do? Catnap, Doctor, Doughy, or Prototype? I think Catnap. I really like the Catnap boss fight. And I also just never die, which does make it more enjoyable for the... You know what I mean? It's fun to just be better. So tired. I will just yell in your ear the whole stream. Is that gonna help at all? I think it should, right? Frick. Frick. Just like, just get a coffee or something. He'll survive. I don't mean that for this stream, by the way. If you gotta sleep, you gotta sleep. But for Saturday. I want to try to go back to being a little bit branched off with streams. Obviously, it's still going to be a lot of Minecraft, but it's more so in my... I never look there. I never look there. That's good. I'm really glad. I don't know what to do about that then. Wait, yes, I do. This is a little bit goofy, though. I'm going to push you over a block. Just kidding. 2 blocks. But I don't know, I like playing other games and it's more fun. I've been doing so much of that on Twitch, but gotta give some of it to YouTube. Okay, I'm gonna copy the larger design. Think I can memorize it? No, definitely not, but I'm gonna try. Oh, that's weird, actually. 4... That's crazy. See, I would never call someone out, except for T-Jock. Frick you, T-Jock. And Nathan, too, actually. I'd call Nathan out. I gotta pick people that know I'm joking, for the record. Does not work on you. Have you ever considered getting better? Just not having a skill issue? I don't drink coffee, to be fair, so it's not really an issue I would ever have. I don't need caffeine. If I want to stay awake, I'm staying awake. You know what I mean? You're not stopping me. Also, I am aware I can structure block this, just for the record. Doesn't mean I'm gonna, though. Wait, was that top block a clay? No, it's a wall. Okay. But I like flying back and forth. It's fun. Whee! I already forgot what it was. That's great. I know I didn't, because it was this. That's not right. It was that. And then it's like something like that. I don't know exactly what, though, and I'm pretty sure there should be a trapdoor there. Nope, slab. Okay, 3, 2, trapdoor on either one, slab on the far end if I didn't have it yet, which I don't think I did. Nope, I didn't. Trapdoor there. Trapdoor. Trapdoor. No. Slab. Clay. Right? Is that correct? I think so. There might be a trapdoor on that clay, though. Nope. There's not. Okay, cool. Literally every boss fight the player ran away from them. Yeah, I guess that's true. You do have a chase before... Is it each of them? I know there's one before Catnap and Doughy. Doctor, technically not. But you can't run from something that doesn't have a body. Doctor might be my least favorite. Doctor and Doughy's boss fights are awful. They're just not fun. Hello, Bun Bun. Hello, Johannes. About 30 minutes. Building PBT2 sounds like a fun time, Melon. Yeah, no, but even then, before the fight, you get chased. But Catnap, no, yeah, same thing. Catnap, you're more so fighting him off, though, rather than... Or fending him off rather than fighting him. Ah, that hurt. Watching the second Sonic movie, so have to keep Donut Lord. Who the hell is Donut Lord? Somebody who hasn't seen Sonic, I don't know what you're talking about, and it's kind of funny. Oh boy, I love Donut Lord. Like, it's what? I'm gonna try to lay this one out like that, maybe? I can't see it, so that might be wrong. The only time I look at it is when I'm going back around, and that just doesn't feel right. No, it sends the other way, it looks like. And it faces forward? Yeah, it faces forward, actually. Wait, does that? Is that forward? Kind of. No, it's more left than forward. So it's like this, I think. Sure, why not? Better if no hate. I mean, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it does. I can't even argue with that. How do you think I felt, though? You know what I mean? Like, y'all gotta remember sometimes I have to build all of it twice. So, by the end of the second time, like, I'm definitely feeling that repetitiveness. I'm feeling like I would rather be building anything else, so. What Nova said, you need to level up with the bot to send images. So we don't have people joining and sending pictures of areas of the somebody we don't want to see. We've had some surprisingly bad images in that server be posted. Don't you just love the people who join a server just to send NSFW? It's always great. But no, we've had that a couple times, so I have done that because level 5 felt like a good medium. Level 5 is not hard to reach, but also it's something. Just talk. Although do not spam, and for those of you who remember this person, you're gonna agree with me with this one. You're gonna know exactly what I'm talking about here. We had somebody recently who wanted to level up, you know. And so they go into chat and allow me to demonstrate. And then slash rank. And rinse repeat that. For, I don't know. I was when I was asleep, so I woke up to that. And it was probably 10 minutes of it. So this is in chat, by the way. You know, in the main text channel of the server. Not like spam whatever. The main chat. So I wake up and I'm like, are you serious? Like, just use your brain. Spam doesn't give you XP. Just talk like a normal person, okay? That's all I want. Just like a normal, engage in conversations. It's yeah, I got it all memorized now. I have it up on my phone right now. A clip from the game. Also, hi pizza. Yeah, sorry, Chris. I know it's your favorite thing to show off. But anyway, point is, don't spam or else I'm gonna make lose it. I think out of anything that's ever happened in that server, that was up there on the list for most absurd. Because what do you mean you're gonna try to level up by spamming? And like, very obviously too, there's a lot of times where people will talk a lot and like respond to everything, and I can tell that they're doing it to get the XP, but I'm never, like, whatever. You're engaging somehow, so I'm not gonna tell you to shut up. But just sending random letters and stuff, like, oh my god. Genuinely rage-inducing. But anyway. Hello, plushie. Better than that? I would hope so. If you have, like, a single ounce of a brain cell, I would hope so. Just clutched a game that was 1-4. Good job, Peter. Sue you. I was gonna go right to banning and then taking legal action after. But I like to think, for the most part, I am fairly chill with rules on the server, but there are some things and some common sense. Like, I'm picky about certain things, but I don't know. It's all written out for you, so just follow them rules, please. And we'll all have a good time. Don't worry, I'll start. So, Melon, you want me to be like, alright, so you want to go left by 12 now with your yellow concrete. You want me to start saying that just to really throw you off? Back to building. Yep. All seeing as a collective? Yeah, I'm actually down for that. Can we gang up on Nathan, please? That's like all the people recently who have been trying to sue Steam for God knows what. And failing. For the most part, yeah, people are something else, Mouse. Something else. I don't try to formulate an opinion until I have something to formulate an opinion off of. But, hey, wow. First impressions are something, aren't they? I don't necessarily affect everything, but... they certainly are important. This is Summerman Animals. It's... Alright, so I'm gonna set the scene, ready? You just escape the animal section. Bring him to the boilers for brawn. And then you get jump scared right here. And dragged over there, Giblet saves you, and then you start walking with Giblet. It was a beautiful scene setting, wasn't it? I'm the greatest at scening the set. As one might say. Or as most would say, setting the scene. Is there another vent on the ceiling? I don't know. I don't look at the ceiling very well. Should I just guess? There's a light here. I don't have room for a light there, but I can make these two. And add a third room. The poster in part 7. Can you tell me what room it is? Because I can go check. I don't know the part numbers. I'm not some psychic, unfortunately. But if you give me the room, I'll look at it. Or actually, I might just know. I still don't have technically... Wait, no, yes I do. It's gonna have to be like that, but I do have room. Room before game station hallway. Hold on. Please hold. Wow. Skirt. This room. I think it's Boxy Boo. Is it? No, maybe it's Huggy. I don't remember. It might be the one with Huggy holding the grab pack. The light blue is making me think it's Huggy. Huggy driving the train? Okay, thank you, Chris. There you go. Oh, this room's small. Anyway. Just built that room perfect. Real quick, I'm gonna be honest, that would not be real quick. There are tours for all of them. I can't be bothered to waste that much building time to showcase them, but if you want to check out the map tours playlist, you will have a lot of it in there. There is a pipe or vent along the back wall. That is not a pipe. And it has two parts going forth. That being forward. It's like an H. I'm gonna do this because I'm just assuming. You know what they say about assuming? I feel like I have to sneeze. Is this the... Okay, I'm on the back side, so... I'm not tired, you're tired. Thanks, because I'm about to sneeze totally. I swear, I've said this before, but every time I, like, mention that I have to sneeze, I just no longer sneeze. It's weird. What? Am I dumb? I apparently am. What am I looking at? Is that on the right wall? Is it what my issue is? Okay, right is there. Okay, yeah, it is. That's what I did. Although there's still a pipe or vent here that's like that. So I'm gonna just avoid that. The room for the game station. If you're not placing structure voids, just don't worry about it. Oh, you're in Java. Use a fence gate instead of a fence. That's what I would say. Unfortunately, we're playing in the far inferior version of Minecraft. Only saying that to RageBait, by the way. I look dumb. I'm just not gonna worry about it. It's fine. Whatever. That makes a lot more sense. Okay, so it's like this, right? I don't actually think this one exists. There. I'll never forgive you ever, T-Jock. Just like you'll never forgive me for buying your repo. I think that'll be pretty even now. Four. Barrier will not work, yeah. Just use a bamboo fence gate in place of the regular fence. Or if you want to use debug stick. I don't know how debug stick works, though. That's crazy, Chris. I I may need a sample of this just so I can confirm nor deny if they're actually onto something. Only reason, totally. There's no other reasons. You're crazy to think I'd have another reason. Really? Really? Whatever. You're becoming threes. These two only. Just to not care. That's really what I'm doing here. Hello, Golden Gambler. Yeah, I can't believe you'd infiltrate T-Jock's stream like that, plushie. I'm kidding, by the way. Guess that wasn't apparent. I'm just such a hilarious jokester. I'm gonna assume there's another row of lights here, because you know what they say about assuming. Hello, Anushka. You're welcome, T-Jock. You really didn't have to, but I consider it a benefit also to me anyway. You know what I mean? I would not want to spend more than a couple hours on that game, so it gets real stale that way. So there is an actual light that is emitting the thing they call light, and it's who is dropping plates. Nova, was that you? Hello, Roxy. Hello, Isaiah. What was I doing? Or what did I do for the vent in the wall? It was just one of those. Okay. So original. What is that? What? Okay, sure, whatever. Ah, I try. Hello, Nutella. Thank you, Golden Gambler. I'm gonna space these random. I'm gonna close my eyes, actually. That sounds like a recipe for disaster. 5, 5, 8. Nope, where's that's 5. Okay, and the next 5 will be there, I guess. And I'll go 5 off the sides, mainly so I don't wreck that. Cool. I mean, that would have been real relatable either way. I love a good scare, and also, you know, I don't have to mention. It's been pouring rain all day here as well, yeah. It has been doing that for the last, like, 4 days. Please, give me a sunny day. I'm begging you. Hello, Nina Borgen on the Digital Circus 1. I'm on part 3. Nice. Good luck with, I suppose the roof, since you're getting close to that, actually. And I think is your next major scary thing. Swap weather, please. I actually would rather it be 90 degrees. It's funny, it was 90 degrees for a couple days. It got real hot. And then it decided to cool off back into the 50s again and start raining. So, that's great, and I'm really glad. And in case you couldn't tell that's sarcastic, please stop. Hello, Super Foxy. I wrote them all myself, Nutella. Those were straight off the old dome of mine. I have an extended version of a bunch of them, technically, and also ones that don't exist. I'll elaborate no further on that one, but I guess pre-emptive levels. And I'm probably going to do an extended version of 0 at one point, but Well, that's not very nice. I mean, you're not wrong, but... Anyway, point being... That might be a video. I just haven't been bothered to do the animating and stuff that I wanted to do for it. Not like actual animation, it'd be a Minecraft thing still. I suppose I could do an actual animation. I technically have a level 0 map that I made. I'd say a Blender map, but it's not Blender. I don't remember what it was. Unfortunately. Cinnabar for blood texturing. Yeah, I think it'd work. I'd have to truly get my dirty little hands on it. Unity? I feel like it was Unreal, not Unity. But I don't remember. I couldn't think of either name, so you got me somewhere at least. Thanks. I have used Cinnabar in refresh stuff, actually, but I haven't... I'm gonna wait for the actual update to do a full, like, dive into it and look at it more, because I do think it's gonna be a very good block. Same with Sulfur. I wanted them for arcade refresh, which, for those of you who don't follow me on literally any social other than YouTube, you should, because I actually have posted... Frick. I've actually posted about that arcade on both TikTok and Instagram. Instagram for sure is linked in the description. I don't know if TikTok is. I think it should be, but I don't know. But either way, I posted videos about them on there, and you'll see I use the Cinnabar... No, I use Sulfur for the main entrance, I think. It is? Nice. Actually, you missed the whole thing. I'm ending now. It's been about... It's 52 minutes in right now, so not a ton, I guess. Boom. Go over that. Nice. I've been trying to post a lot on TikTok. I think we're at 80 followers already, which is pretty good. More than Instagram. But I've been mainly focusing on TikTok. A lot of the shorts you've seen on YouTube recently have been on TikTok. But TikTok's also had a couple exclusive ones that I haven't uploaded over here on this platform. That's more than I did. I'm trying. The only thing with me is I'm really streaky with it. Like, I know I want to post, but sometimes I just don't know what to post. There's nothing happening. So I just don't. And then I eventually get the motivation to one day, and, you know, rainbows. And then I post. Then I post a picture of a rainbow, not actually. I don't have TikTok. Either or would be cool. Anything helps, you know what I mean? For the old algorithm. When I'm going to start working on PPT5, I also wonder, yeah. I'm going to be completely honest about PPT as a whole right now. I like to be transparent about these things. I just haven't had the motivation, haven't been working on it. It's mainly been refresh for me recently, or just kind of vibing, playing whatever, doing whatever, but... My sights just aren't on that. Ban 3 I'm actually more intrigued by right now. I haven't started that. I will get to that probably soon, or at least make some sort of post about it soon. You know, do you guys want me to build this or whatever? But that's intriguing me more than PPT at the current moment in time. It's hard to just keep up with this because of not necessarily how much it is. It's so much. It's so much. So eventually you hit a point with it to where it's just like, okay, I've built that enough. And you just don't really want much to do with it. So I'm hitting that point a little bit. I'm going to be frequently probably burning out with this for the rest of time of this game, because it's... sections like this especially are brutal. Although it's hit or miss. It really depends on where I am. This is currently the, yeah, it's that, you know? No, it's, like, right after Animals, but it still technically is. What's next week? BBD Chapter 5 on consoles come out? Nice. Let's go. Fun of knowing what I want to post, but think that posting something like 4 years after I last posted? Nah. If you're gonna start posting again, you've got to start at some point, you know what I mean? It is a crime. You're right, Plushie. I should have the analytics up. I always do, because I like looking at them. I'm very nerdy and analytical, but also I feel like they only hurt me, so I really shouldn't. But it's like a bad addiction or something. I don't know. Moth to the flame. Isn't there another song? There's 2 songs, I think, with that line, and I can think of one of them, but I can't think of the other. Okay, so don't know what's going on here, but they're Puddle. I myself don't really need a better view. I'm fine with what I use. Sometimes it's not perfect, but at this point, I know when it should be or when I would need to go back, but if there happens to be an issue, there happens to be an issue. Whatever, I'm not going to stress it. At the end of the day, who's going to look at every detail and be like, actually, you know what I mean? It isn't really, it's not really worth it. That's the one I'm thinking of, Chris. Of course Ricochet was going to come to my mind. Ricochet is such a good song. Burnout will happen, especially with the amount of repeated questions. Yeah, I mean, that doesn't help either. When I'm, you know, actively here. Or, like, when I post about, I don't know, TADC or something, and then it's like, okay, but how's PPT? You know what I mean? It's a little deflating to go through all that effort, and then somebody be like, okay, but what about this other thing? So, certainly a lot, but I'm switching those. Cool, that works. I'm okay with that. Might actually make you a deep slate. And then pale moss there. Maybe there. You get clay treatment, and sure, why not? I don't really care. The reason I don't like enemy, I don't know. It annoys me. Mainly the rap section. The chorus is catchy, but I don't even like the chorus very much. It's just catchy. Found a door that is hidden. Yeah, like, you know, you're not going to get it all. With something like PPT, again, I'm going to be less, I think. I don't want to say critical, but I'm going to miss more probably because in comparison to Bendy and Security Breach mainly, Bendy and Security Breach, I actively have the game up. PPT, I don't. PPT, I am looking at a video I recorded, but you know me. I may just overlook something. Clicking on gas production. Gas production's not going to be that bad. I think gas production's actually going to be fun. I'm excited for it. I'm not excited for the rest of Playcare, though. That dome roof, I'm telling you. I started prepping for it, so you'll see it a little bit in the parts before, like leading up to it. It's not going to be fun. I'm guessing... Yep, okay. I love, again, it just like... Pretty much right on cue, actually, with what I was saying. Glad they weren't paying attention. But anyway. Alright, I gotta follow this short MF named Giblet. There was something like here. Yeah. Scared of building. I think it'll be fine. I don't think it's going to be the easiest thing you've ever built. Certainly not, but I don't think it's going to be horrible. I don't think it's going to be as big and scary as we might think. You're in the way. And I can't really do... Wait, I can do something about that. Wait, babe, can I? That technically is wrong. Because that should be on that. I could flip it. No one would know. That's fine, whatever. I'm just gonna leave it. I don't care. I'm gonna keep it like that, although... Because I should have a little bit more space in the corner, because I wanted to add a thing like this. I mean, I still can, just I would have to do that. But that's fine. Oh, I'm getting close to that. Hello, Ashley. 90% done with this room. Alrighty, I might come check it out in a second, but enjoy your food. This is all I've done, just finishing this room. That's another thing with PPT that kind of sucks, is look, I've been streaming for an hour and I just finished one room. So, it takes a while for sure. Oh, wow, that's... kind of mesmerizing, actually. Huh. I wonder if you can make that stop somehow. It looks cool. But with these double layered ones, I wonder if there is some alternative you could do. Hold on, I have an idea. What if I... Because if I do these in the ends like this, would it... It would, okay, it would, that's great. Well, I could... Here. Could just suck it up, I guess. Maybe... If you don't like this, feel free to change it, but hypothetically... That for just the one side, and then you can leave the fur... Did I do it the right way? Nope, I didn't. That's cool. But, you would have the front side stay the observers, and then the back side would be this. Of course. So like that. Thoughts? Don't react. I don't think that would work. Because either way, they're facing in different directions. So you'd have to do it in 2 commands. This is chapter 4 currently. I'm helping with whatever the frick is going on here. It's mesmerizing a little bit. I can't even lie. I'm gonna fix it if you want to go get your food. Nova is doing chapter 4 while I'm working on 5. That's the current thing. I'm just helping real quick with this. Chapter 4 then, it's like Yarnaby. You would meet this would be the room where Yarnaby would go like flying across, and you'd be sneaking around trying to get past him. And then directly over here would lead you to Pianosaurus. 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 I don't know the rest of it, I'm sorry. Hello, Trey. You've been able to do that since the invention of the structure void, methinks. I'll break this side, I guess. It is satisfying for sure, but again, it's a little much. It's definitely a tiny bit much. I don't even think I need. These slabs are kind of annoying. Yes, I did. I believe it was Horrorthon helped me with it. Because, yeah, I was not about to find all that. Oh, that one's facing the wrong way. I think I'm also going to make these slabs deep set tile because they are sticking out a little bit much for my liking. And that is all I will do. Oopsies. Before I vanish. Unless I missed one, which I did not, because I'm just the greatest, obviously. Yeah, cool. I like that. Honestly, I think it's even fine. I almost want to change all of them to be sideways. I'm gonna leave before I do too much. Stay DC Park coming out. They are Tuesdays and Thursdays, so whatever day of the week it is, and then whatever time that is from now. I don't know. Hello, Speedy. Part 3, 4, working the yellow side on the right of the exterior. Nice. Sounds like a fun time. Actually, they're all the same. So. You know, I never considered that that would actually have a lyric, like lyrics on a lyric side, but I suppose I have heard about the leaks. Yeah, I'm trying to make sure that I don't get spoiled because I might lose it if I do. It just figures everything always getting leaked. I saw something apparently they were fake, but or some of it was and some of it wasn't. I don't know. I hope that is the case for the people who have seen it. But I mean, I sincerely doubt it. Hello, Danny. Let's report the leakers. I mean, yeah, it's a copyright infringement, but to an extent, you can't get rid of all of it. You can try, but it's just not happening, realistically. I hate the people that actually do this stuff. Like, what do you gain from it? I don't get it. It's bound to happen, I guess, but I don't even mean that in a good way. It's a sad thing to say. Okay, what did I do on this side? 6? Sure, I'm okay with that. The number precisely doesn't matter. So, whatever. I think I've... I don't know. I might need a teleporter for the cave. No, because that's going to be right under that. It's fine. It's fine. Whatever. I'll figure it out. The TBA was for the date, not for the tutorial itself. Although, why don't you just wait for the first segment? Or actually watch the announcement video for Chapter 3 that would have told you everything you needed to know. We did just talk about this, yes, but also, again, it's been stated several times, so please listen to the things I say in these videos. I always keep informed. Posts, videos, you name it, I'm keeping informed. Or just alternatively don't leak it. That's a crazy thought, you know what I mean? Like, I get that people who, like, for the dubbed versions or whatever, are gonna have them, people from the theaters, but just don't share them online? Is that really that difficult? Apparently, but I don't know. Hello, Loki. I thought somebody said it got leaked. I don't know if it was real, though. I don't even remember who said it. But somebody in the server today said that. In VC, I think, that it had gotten leaked. Again, wouldn't really be surprising at this point in time. For that, yup, you're welcome. Well, what can I say? I'm just that guy. Boxes around the game station in that detail. I mean, yeah, you could. Anything to make it a little less open, I guess. I'm assuming I know what that was. If I could click on it, stop messaging things, guys. I'm just kidding. Leaks are real. Love that. I'm so glad. Welcome back, Nathan. I was going to, yeah, and then all of our plans for what we were going to do today changed, so. So glad I anticipated that. Yeah, I would maybe wait until you're done all of the details, Super Foxy, to add that stuff. I don't really like that, but whatever. I also cannot be bothered to change it. So, too bad, so sad, suck it up. Mainly saying that to myself. That's too many buttons. Button mania. I'm gonna use everybody's favorite block. Hold on, I gotta think about this. Endstone. Yep, that's it. This is the Vent Giblet walkthrough. Technically the first one, because isn't there another one after the prototype goes rawr in your face or whatever he does? Hello, Oma. They're later Super Foxy. I didn't realize those existed for a while. So I think they happen after Musical Memory or at the beginning of Musical Memory. It's either at the beginning of Musical Memory or beginning of Whack-A-Wuggy, I guess. But they do get done eventually. Because again, that was one of those things I didn't know was a thing until I was playing it one time and I happened to see them. I think it was actually when I was doing the, like, ending, the room at the top or whatever. I'm not sure. It looks painful, but yeah, but look at the holes, Char. Look at the holes. Motivated while building all the time, yeah. It happens a lot more than you'd think. Writing the lore, any suggestions? For the lore writing, you might just have to sit on it for a bit. Just take a step back. And what I've been doing while I've been trying to still expand is kind of just spend some time as you're, I don't know, doing whatever. You could be just eating breakfast or something. Just kind of crafting it, brainstorming it a little bit in your mind, even as you're not writing it actively, and getting a couple ideas flowing, even if you write them down on a note sheet or something, or if you just have them in your head, whatever. Having a couple ideas to build off of definitely helps, because yeah, no, when you don't have that, you're just writing into a wall, you know what I mean? You can't continue it if you don't have any ideas. So just think about it in your free time, and eventually something will spark, especially when it's something like Backrooms where you're being more creative with it. Kane Pixels Backrooms video. I watched most of them, but I don't think I watched all of them. I'm not saying I would, Char. I'm just saying you could. I don't want to think about Fluke Marm, okay? That is not what I want to think about. Like, yeah, sure. Sure, go for it. But also, I don't want to think about it. Nice English, thank. This idea that I finish chapter 2 by Wednesday when 5 comes out on consoles. It's possible I should take your time. Definitely do take your time. If you try to finish it by Wednesday, you're going to be absolutely just burning yourself. So I wouldn't recommend. That's great. All of this endstone has to be immediately. Tragic, but whatever. The whole point of that was so it would block the lighting and I didn't have to do this. But what do you know? I gotta do this anyway. It's fine for the one wall. It's fine, whatever. Oh, whatevs. Way to join? No, sir. There is no way to join. Unless your name is Nova Wova Aurora or Horadon or whatever Georgie Bros' channel name is. I can't think of it right now. Other than don't say the Georgie Bros, because if I don't feel like it was that, but we're just gonna go with it, whatever. Other than that, no. Don't take your time, become time. That's a good idea, Speedy. Hello, Rafael. Hello, Richard or Nathan. Nah. I don't let mangoes in my world, sorry. Time to leave high school. Oh, wants to get back after next week. Whatever time frame you feel is good. Oh, dear God. This room's awful. Speaking of Horathon, I should make him do this entire room by himself. I have to go to the wing that was made entirely of glass and pick up 15 acres of broken glass by myself. Such a random line. I do believe that was intentional. Was it a YouTube or a Twitch stream recently that I was talking about the security code thing? Anyone here remember? Because if it was a Twitch, I might talk about it here. But I feel like it was a YouTube. I don't remember. Roof of T80C10 double aired? Hell no. I was not going to make myself do that. And also was not going to make any of you do it. So no, it's not. You technically could. It wouldn't be too hard to split them in half. I guess would be easier than thirds. But I was not doing that. I might have fallen asleep. It wasn't that recently. So there is a couple years ago at Spear. We have security breach, or we had security breach costumes, and some guy was asking about them. And long story short, he called it security code. I didn't say anything. I didn't react. But when he said it, I was like... Oh, this is funny. Beams in the game station have no collision? Really? I didn't know that. It was a Twitch? Okay. Yeah. But it was me, a coworker, and that guy. And the coworker didn't say anything. I didn't say anything. But I was just like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It was funny because I'm pretty sure it should have been right on the package too. I don't know if it actually had the security breach logo. I feel like it did. But we didn't... Did we have them last year? No, I don't think we did. We had normal FNAF, but I don't think we had security breach. Thank you, Raval. It's going for sure. Sort of nightmare. The walls, in comparison to the roof, just on a base level, aren't nearly as bad. They're more tedious, but the amount of, like, just raw filling that the roof is awful. Because at least for the walls, you can use structure blocks, /fill, whatever. You have ways to make it definitely go by quicker. What do I even do for this? There's so much everything everywhere. I don't like it. It's too much. Any of you all been to Spirit before? Just kind of curious if any of you are familiar. I love Spirit so much. Twice? Rookie numbers. I would like to know, if you take my store and just other stores, how many times I've been to a Spirit. Surely it's got to be well over 100. Probably over 200, honestly. I am there a lot for sure, mainly for shifts at this point. I don't really go to Spirit anymore to shop, because if I am gonna shop, I'm just gonna do it after my shift. Like, there's no sense in dedicating a day to driving out to a store that I'm gonna be at 5 times a week anyway. Once. One of the best days of your life. Crazy. Intend on going this year, but no, I haven't. That's lame. And in the UK, oh, that sucks. Glad you, well, thank you, I suppose. Glitch one would be the more proper way. I don't know where I was going with that. Glad you enjoyed the channel or something. That was what I was trying to say, but either way, thank you. Neglecting my lack of grammar. It's just such a cool store. Again, aside from setup, it's fun working there. I mean, I don't even hate setup. There's a part of me that enjoys it, even though it's awful. Maybe I'm a bit of a masochist, but that's okay. It's fun, so. It's just so much physical, like work. Batum is only a stream project, firstly, so haven't really done much on that. Haven't done much on anything, actually. I've been mainly working recently on a custom secret thing that I plan to get out sometime in June. It's been weird. It's been slow, so I don't really know. But aside from that and just refresh, I haven't done much of anything, really. I'll actually show it. I fixed up the lobby here. You see, custom has a section now. Nothing else changed, I don't think, aside from Ban has doors now for all of them. So they all are just coming soon though. There's nothing in here. See? Do they all have pressure plates or is it just that one? That's a horrible one to check, this one. Yeah, okay, just the ones that I originally had. C0, 1, and 2. And then this exists, but I think this should have been shown before. Frankie, Joyville, and Tattletown. Which probably all of them will never be finished. You can't see that. Nice, Melon. Be a fun one. You should know. I think so. But yeah, it's been fun overall. Except for the parts that haven't been, but, you know. That's how she goes. But no, I've been having a good time with it. There's like a lantern, but it's not really a lantern. It's a like heavy core kind of, and it doesn't seem to be emitting any light. Good lobby, thank you. Is BBT6 the one in space? Yeah, exactly. It's we go to the moon. In one world. No, Backrooms is its own. FNAF, all of the FNAF maps are in their own. All of the main tutorials are in their own. All the Hello Neighbor, and then all of the Mascot Horror, which is what you just saw. All of those are in this world. Ban, Baldy, Indigo Park, PPT. What am I missing? Costume, I guess. Am I missing one? Bendy. Why do I always forget? It's always Bendy. Sorry, Chris. I don't know why I always forget Bendy. What do you mean? It's fine, Horathon. I'll just have to ban you. Nah, but no worries. We're building that one room, you know? Hope that helps. Go the prototype opening a portal to the moon. He flies away into space, yelling, grab me, grab me, grab me. Sounds a little familiar. You know, it's the one room from the one chapter of the one game at that one moment when the one thing happens, you know? Wait, this is where you hide. I just realized. I'm so smart. You built all this for myself. Good job. Thank you. It's a lot for sure. No, yes, exactly. So unforgettable. It actually is. It is funnily enough an important plot room. So, it is, yes, Horathon. Good job. I'm pushing this over a block. Limon is the main villain. Future builds. I do if I shouldn't say it. I was gonna say I do if I care. Allow me to show you something. I would need outline? Outline. Like, with... I'll show you Ban 2. And the reason I want to show Ban 2 specifically is because Ban 2 is a really good example of why I don't do outlines on these big builds. Look at this shenanigans. Like, okay, whatever. The front here, sure. Not really a huge deal for this portion. Although you have to consider anyway, if you were to make Ban Ban 1, I don't plan to make future ones, so you're never going to have a space like, I'm not going to be like, alright, so for Ban Ban 2, you'll need this much space in addition or whatever. The main issue with Ban Ban 2 is this MF. Like, you know what I mean? I don't really feel like it makes sense to make a grid for a straw thickness of a path. It just doesn't make sense. It's so... With, like, refresh tutorials or just city tutorials in general, they're so much more compact. So it's easier to do. But with something like this, where you're just going off in a direction, this grid would be like 1,000,000 by 1,000,000 for you to just start, like, 70,000 blocks in on one side. And, for one, counting that number to get to the starting spot. For two... that. And for 3, it's a lot of work for height, length. Like, there's so many things that play in. I always know the height is important, but I can't really justify making a full grid when it goes that far. Good jar, I'm glad you did. Prototype's weakness is lemons? No, wait, he might be onto something. Take a nap, watch your lunchroom as well? That's crazy. This is 115 for PBs. Just fit in play care? Good. You should be able to. It's hard to say because play care is so big, you would need to be disconnected enough from the main map to make sure you can fit the full thing. Like, I can't show you here because it's in a copy. But I'm teleporting to... I guess I have to go back to creative anyway, whatever. I was hitting chapter 2 when I disconnected it by like a good bit because of the dome. Actually, I don't think it hit chapter 2. It was the structure file that was the issue for me. Because I was structure blocking the roof in and it took a chunk out of electrical, which doesn't matter. Whatever. That was Ban Ban 2, yeah, what Char said. What is Redland? That's a good question. Teleporter? Yeah, I'm gonna, like, explain teleporters and stuff. Mainly at the end of Playcare. I just, pretty much what I do in the tutorial is tell you to place Playcare wherever you have room, and go from there. Land of the Red? Well, that sure is descriptive. Okay, anyway, back to building. But yeah, main point of that was... I have considered, trust me, I've fought myself a little bit over it, because I do feel bad being like, hope you have space. But at the end of the day... Your 95% of people aren't going to mark out a 700 block long grid. So... And for something like PPT, like Chapter 3, it's not really as connected. So again, it doesn't particularly matter so much. But it's a hard decision for sure, either way. Lobby place? That was exactly what it was, the lobby. It's the lobby for the map. Like, as a whole. Since this is supposed to be a downloadable map, except for the fact that everybody loves my Playco too much, so... You should do what I'm doing, Nathan. Just copy me again. I'm kidding, but... That, or... Did you ever build my bendy exterior, Nathan? Because that would be cool to see ruined. Dozen maps. Ban Ban, Bendy, PPT, Baldy, Indigo Park, Custom, and that's it. Plus a couple non-active ones. Maps quicker? Yeah, exactly. That too. Whatever Char said. God maps are easy, I agree. Hence why I like them. As I've stated before, and I'm fairly honest about, I'm not a huge fan of the ban games, but building them are fun. Because, again, compared to the absolute hell and purgatory this is putting me through, it's nice. This map is certainly something. There's so much everything. Just like can we have a little less of everything, please? I want reasonable amounts of thing. Char, it better be a handsome Squidward situation. He just slams a door in your face and you become handsome. Yes, this is pretty close to boilers, methinks. If I recall. I didn't even read that. Where have you been? I'm crying inside. Yeah, no, me neither. I saw it pop up and I looked over. Like, I wasn't reading it because I was reading a different message. And then when I look back over, it's gone. Yeah, no, totally not, Nathan. Why would I do a tutorial for the chapter I'm currently doing a tutorial for? That'd be silly. It was asking for a chapter 3 tutorial, a chapter 4 tutorial, and I think about chapter 5. I don't know. I didn't read it that hard. I saw it, said okay, and moved on. I feel like I should move this back because it's not close enough to the wall. It should be like 3 away, and it's 6 away. Where did all of that space come from? Oh, it's because it's... Is it because it's slanted? Or because a section sticks out? One of the two, and I don't know which. So I'm going to say that a section sticks out, because I can't be bothered. No, Char. No. You've let me down. Yeah, I'm cool with that. Plushie, as long as you, again, give credit in description, pin comment, whatever. I love when you use my when you all use my build. Just again, as long as the old credit is given, that's where I do want a little bit. Hornet 2. Hornet 2 is just a menace. I also lost a Steel Soul run to Hornet 2. I think? I don't know. I either did that or I cheesed it by quitting out. I don't remember. Because after its release, there is no set number of days, HN2 fan. They are releasing Tuesdays and Thursdays. As I think I said in the not the trailer, but the little teaser for it. I think I did say that. It definitely was said at some point through either part 1 or that video. Yeah, pretty much, Jar. That sums it up. Sure. Why are we barking? That's crazy. That is crazy, Jar. Guess you didn't know. Sodom, not right now. Maybe eventually, but I'm not in the position to do it at the current moment. Ah, it's too dark. Proceeds to go to the next, like, shade brighter. It's perfect. I feel like the light gray is too bright, but nope, I'm going with it, whatever. So tough. Hey, you mean like the blocking? Meh. SpongeBob. The doggos, yeah. They do be barking though. Except me. I'm infiltrating the territory, whatever that means. Federal Strength, Spell Twister, and Grub Song. Grub Song is like a awful charm. Well, that's not true. It's just not good for... There's a lot of better things you could have in that slot. That's what I'm trying to say. I mean, I'll see the mention as well, assuming you actually did mention me. It'll pop up for me. Although I have to actually directly look at it, because they don't pop up the same anymore. They used to pop up just, you know, where they would be. But YouTube decided that that was too easy, so I have to actually directly search or, like, check a specific category. Sure, why not? Fair enough. I don't want to know, Nathan, to be honest. I'm trying to stream. Whatever is going on over there is none of my business, so... You know, I want to stream. Okay. Where does that end? That's a horrible, actually, way to check. It's like 6 over. And also it's directly behind that, no? I'll go to there for now. I'll only bring this part up. For some reason I feel like the ceiling should now be higher. I'm fine. Sandwich. Yeah, as if. As if I could pull. That elevator shaft looks so weird. Yeah, okay. What, Char? What did I say? I'm going to check on Nova Rover. Oh, you're another room in. No, wait. Oh, yeah, this is that room. Okay. Nice, you took my fan design. How dare you take it? Just kidding. Shut up. Yeah, Nova... You should just keep building anyway. I want a texture whenever I come back to this, just for the record. Whether you meant to skip the room or not, I do want to do the texturing. Because then you all can do more productive, and I can do less productive. Which I kind of prefer. I haven't seen a ton of Kappa's stuff. I gotta say it's impressive making it functional. But I haven't seen enough. I have not heard particularly the greatest things from people about him. Although, who knows what I did and didn't hear and what did and didn't happen, because people like to lie. So, you know, I heard some stuff. That's all. I'm not gonna get into it, though. It is YouTube, so... I presume... everything's bad. Okay, I'm not gonna remember that. Doesn't mean I need to. Watch this, you ready? I know this is different. Trust the process. Or don't, I literally don't care. Poppy Playtime or Hello Neighbor? Poppy Playtime, and I don't even think it's a question. I'd say no hatred to Hello Neighbor, but then I'd be lying. Hello Neighbor... Great concept. Great... I like the art style of it, and just the style of the buildings, but... Gameplay is just so flat. Flat as hell. Pickled plums. That sounds awful. There was one that did, but that wasn't what I was talking about. It was some conversation I had with some other YouTuber about some other YouTuber with something happening with him. I don't know what it was. Oh, I vaguely remember it, but I don't know. Hi, man. Yeah. Yes, this is where you it's the room where the thing happens, you know? You're hiding here and then it's like, "All right, let me come out," and then boom, claw. June 6th, 2 days late, tragic. I'm seeing it the 4th, but that's pretty epic, Melon. Hopefully it'll be good. I think I want you... I'm structure blocking. Cool. Back does not matter. He could have, yeah. He knew we were there. Let's be real. He knew we were there. PBT or TADC? TADC. Can't even lie. It is. Yes, Spooky. Hello. Hello, Emmanuel. Nice. Oh, I'm structuring my block. Okay. Alright, Mouse. Congrats. I'm so happy for you. Frick! I scrolled over here. It's low. It's funny. I just scrolled over on accident and it was the picture of the low U2's figure. I love having a full LN shelf. It's great. I'm eventually gonna have a full TADC one as well. Although I don't have a proper shelf, so they're just sitting on top of a bookcase. Which honestly might as well be a shelf. Because whatever, I use it as a shelf. For all of my important things. Frack. Refrigerator. It's important, trust me. That's fine. I can agree with you, though. This layout sucks. I would hate to be here. You gotta add the doughy splatter on the wall. Or on the shelf, wherever it is. I know there's one somewhere. Question about CS? Go for it, Peter. There's human. I think it could have been experimented on. I think it's a human. It's called plot armor. The survival. I mean. Only one is going to be part of the Secret Songs album that's coming out in November. Same with the Let It Burn that they just released, the piano version, which you may or may not have seen. The Doughy Bridge? We're not to that point yet. Hey, man, are you dumb? Don't be mean to Char. Only I can do that. Least favorite or most favorite to build? Favorite was 2. Least favorite 3. 3 sucked. Too much detail. Realest thing I've ever seen in my life. There was too much dialogue, dude. You know what's funny, by the way? And I want to point this out because there's been people that have been like, too much dialogue in the game. And I agree, okay? But I want to point out that for me to agree with this, okay? Do any of y'all know what my basically favorite game is? It's not Hollow Knight, not Little Nightmares. You know what my other favorite game is out of those top 3? Anyone got it? Got it on lock. I'm getting somewhere with this, I swear. Portal? Yes, Portal. Portal is all dialogue. That is all there is in Portal. Dialogue, more dialogue, and then even more dialogue. So I find it funny that a lot of the issues with Poppy Playtime end up being dialogue related when, again, Portal's right there. But I suppose you also have the comparison of A, it's more so a cutscene in Poppy Playtime, but B, the Portal dialogue's actually funny. Poppy Playtime's dialogue is lore, and that's about it. It doesn't do much in that sense, so I find that funny as a whole, that the dialogue is such an issue when, again, boom, right there. Portal's dialogue is hilarious. I agree. There really is not a game quite like Portal. One line I recently, like, realized the context of is Gletta's being like, "And what exactly is wrong with being adopted?" And she's like, "For the record, you are adopted, and that's terrible, but just work with me." I didn't realize she was talking to the player for some reason. Don't know why I didn't. It just never processed in my brain until I think my most recent playthrough of the game. But man, there are some lines in that are great. What is it, 4 on this way or the other way? Nah. Goes that easily? That's true, actually. What was the whole point of getting the Omni Hand for us to immediately lose it? I don't get that. You should. Well, I'll tell you right now, Spooky, this is not a debate, this is a statement. A factual statement. Portal 2 is leagues better than Portal 1. However, yeah, you should play both anyway. Because 2 doesn't make sense without 1. It is one of those kinds of games where I feel like you need the first one to understand the second one. Play out by heart. PBT 1's not too bad to memorize. PBT 3. That's one you shouldn't memorize. Unless you built it. Yeah, that's a good plan, Spooky. Play a boring game to get to the good game that sucks. Yeah. True. Understand the entire series. Filler. The entirety of chapter 4 might as well have been filler. Think about everything we did in that chapter, okay? Explosives did nothing. Whatever we even did with the red smoke, it wasn't relevant. Getting the Omni Hand wasn't relevant. Killing the Doctor wasn't relevant. Dowie, all of Dowie wasn't relevant. The only thing that maybe was like a couple of minor lore bits. Getting to the lab. Like, our main goal was just, we could have gone to the lab from the start and we would have been fine, but all of it ended up being irrelevant, so. I suppose you could argue that with 3, though, no? Although the gameplay of 3 actually was better, so. Was there, like, a thing in 3 we did that was really important? Not really. I guess also the red smoke there was irrelevant, huh? That kind of ended up being side quests because somebody decided to turn off the power on us. Forwards Doctor apparently didn't die. No way to do it. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, you kill off a character. The main character death just didn't happen. Basically. Yeah. You very well could have cut out 4 entirely. Started 5 where 3 ended. Or maybe taking the ending of 4 with Huggy, putting it at the end, like after the elevator of 3, and just removing 5 or removing 4 entirely and having it be 5 instead. It somehow would not affect the plot at all. At all? Why did I say it like that? At all. It wouldn't change anything. So. Dear God, why is everything in this room? The last chapter? Yeah, that too. Although, to be quite honest, it doesn't matter that much to me. What chapter is the last one? I don't care. Is that correct? It should be 180. Is it? Or did I just flip it for no reason? Let's see. I just flipped it for no reason. Okay. That's cool. I'm glad. Oh. I have made a realization, though. Those do have to be blacked off. At the point we're at, it kind of would make sense. Like, I could see them needing a 6 from the current point. I don't think they should make one, but they've almost run themselves into a wall a little bit with it, because our whole goal now is the orphans, apparently, right? Saving the orphans. But we're so deep in the facility. If Chapter 6 focuses on that and killing the prototype, then what the... How do you finish that in one chapter? How do you kill the prototype, save the orphans, and leave? How do you do 3 things in, like, those 3 things in one chapter? I don't get it. I think 7 at this point would make more sense. I don't think there should be 7 chapters to it. I think that's too long. But how do you end it now? You didn't really plan that one well. I mean, they're what now? Even if they are still, like, Poppy, logistically Poppy or whatever, we wouldn't just, like, leave. You know what I mean? Poppy wouldn't be like, okay, well, they're dead, bye. Like, she's still gonna make us go try to find them, and then it's gonna be the, oh my god, they're dead reveal, even though it's obvious. 8 is the end? Yeah, at this point. Also, hello, Dandofly. Yeah, how do we get back up? Ghibli mentioned the pit room, so that's my bet. He said we could go up through the pit, which I'm guessing the chapter 1 pit? I don't know. We see if something bad happens. That's true. The doctor I'm tying in with Prototype. I'm assuming he's there so we can kill him. She is not our problem. I would agree with that. Hell, he'd be doing us a favor. You know, I could technically just leave, div, move on to the next room, force this on somebody. No, I'm not gonna do that. Chapter 1. How do you know that, man? How do you know that? Burn down the factory? At this point, we should. I would rather everything be up in flames. It's gonna be so real. What is it called? Is there an official name? I don't recall there ever being one, although maybe I'm dumb. Who knows? Voices got to me. The voices. The voices. What possibly would be the relevance of him saying that? That's what I'm confused about. I feel like he wouldn't have said that if it wasn't a location we didn't know. You know, that'd be banger, actually, Spooky. He just, like, zombie controls Poppy to attack us. I just love giant rooms that are filled with all of the nonsense you could ever see in your life. Viridian Bonbon. Oh god. I hate that idea. Like, in a good way I hate it, I mean. If Limon becomes relevant, I'm gonna make lose it. It'd be hilarious, but I just know it should not happen. He's got hands. He can take off his hand and put Poppy on there instead. The storage bay? Ooh, how do you store something in there? What? I guess on the conveyors, but that doesn't make any sense. I want to see that room again. I do. I hope it's relevant because it's such a cool giant room that just was only relevant once. That's true. It could do the mommy thing where puppets are that way. Hello, Maria. Surely they're gonna reveal that. I don't see them doing an entire game where they never explain who the player is. Plot-wise, that would be stupid. Puppy's not a puppet. Mommy just held her and shook her. Poppy didn't fight it, so... What was that, 7? Yes. I'm gonna loosely lay this bottom out. What if you were asleep instead, Speedy? Theoretically. Bonus Elliot Ludwig. No. Could you imagine them? I feel like mommy just isn't that relevant. I don't know. She had her glory. But I mean, out of all of the characters in the game, out of all of the main enemies, I do like mommy, but there's definitely better ones. French Blues Dollhouse didn't exist. I can kind of agree with that. That section was also, I guess, filler. Although it was good lore. Meeting the prototype. The lore about Love Braids herself. I think that's why... Now that I am thinking about it more, that's probably a good reason why a lot of people who don't care about the lore in that sense don't like the game. Because when you think about it, a lot of the sections do feel kind of flat unless you're paying attention to what it's developing lore-wise. Because Chapter 5 definitely had a lot going on that was like, oh my god, huge lore piece. But again, if you're not following or paying attention to the lore, then you're not going to see that and be like, cool. You're just going to move on with your day. So, I suppose that makes sense. But I do find the lore very interesting. I always love thinking about it and whatever. Yeah, you're close enough, Josh. The beginning of it is finished. What you would call the first chapter is done. And I'm just taking a break to try to figure out what I want to do beyond that point. You should drink water, Jar. Eat your milk. Care for Huggy Wuggy to be set aflame. What is brain taking it? The Destiny Returns chapter 17. So true. Turns as a husk. Chapter 1's done? Yeah, it is. The ending is a chase, believe it or not. So original, right? No, but you get chased by the Ivy incident herself. And then, you get chased into a warehouse, basically. And you end in a rickety elevator, which also seems pretty generic, but whatever. It's fine. You lactose, Char? That's really unfortunate. You do real Ivies. Maybe the real incidents from Ivy are the friends we made along the way. Bet you didn't think of that one, huh? No, chapter 2's up. Here, I'll show you. So here is all of this, and then in chapter 1 you would go down to here. You go through all this shenanigans, you'd get chased through this hallway of death and despair, and then you'd go up an elevator, and you'd be back on the surface in a new area back here. A separate building. Krabby Patty mobile schematic? Hell yeah, let's go. And I'm gonna probably give you the option, man, where you can just leave. Instead of continuing, you just walk out the door. Gone. Hello, find the boys. That, yeah, I would say so. There will at least be 2. I might do 3. It's either going to be 2 or 3. Also, where are you going, Novit? Oh, you're in 5. Okay. Well, then I'm going to switch and go to 4. Oh, yeah, I'll fly through it normally. I want to kill some time. I don't really feel like I want to work on that room anymore. I'm tired of room. So, you guys can get a free Chapter 4 progress check. And then I might also fly through 5 as well to get back, and you all can see how that's going. I won't show in insane detail any of this since I already have done a check for it, but that's so weird. I did that, by the way. That was all me. I'm calling my own builds weird. This wall's texture now, yippee! Hello, Yash. That'd be hilarious, Charm. That'd be absolutely phenomenal. Where do you go here? You go down through here, up and around, through the office, through the window that absolutely shatters. By the way, I don't know what they've done to this chapter, but they somehow broke it more. Whenever this window explodes, my game freezes for a good, like, 10 seconds. Don't know why, but it does. So it eventually unfreezes, but again, it's frozen for, like, it is a solid 10 seconds. I don't know why. Probably because of how buggy it is, and also how different compared to every other FNAF game. I don't hate it. It's a nice game to play through, but it doesn't really have the FNAF essence. Although you could argue the same with Sodom. Yeah, with Sodom. Doesn't mean they're bad games, just for the people who like sitting in a chair and defending one area for all of time, boy, do I have the update for you. I don't feel like pulling the clip up, actually. Yeah, too many particles. I'm gonna do this real quick. Just so it's not a random light. Playing to chapter 6. I guess we'll see when we get there, huh? Because I don't know. I think it's something to do with he knows how to kill the prototype or something. Nice, yeah, you got a good bit of the ways through here. Alrighty, time to run through 5. And then I'll maybe do a little bit more on the rim. I'm happy with how 5's turned out so far. It's been chill to build. I am hoping by the time 6 releases... Well, that's a little unusual. I got hands-off keyboard, by the way. Why am I like... Okay, it stopped. Alright. That was a little weird, but anyway. I'm hoping when 6 releases, both 4 and 5 will be almost done, so I can get into 6 relatively quick. You know what, man? Joy, no one ever goes to find them. That's what I've been saying since that was talked about. Like, how do you go... How has there been no police investigation or anything about all of that? How do you throw all of that under the rug so easily? You know what I mean? Like, that would be all over the news. Better than 4 so far. I think I agree, but I feel bad saying that because, you know, I have been more involved with 5, so 4 still looks good though. I can't complain. Banned Tazzy. I'm just kidding. I really don't care that much. He's got murdered by Huggy? Maybe, but again, like, that would that not make news somehow? You know what I mean? Like, it just... I don't get it. I'm not showing animals because I can't be bothered, to be honest. Hello, Mr. Mo. Good as 5. That's also true. They didn't exist in 1995 for sure. The children part of it, I think, is more excusable because they were orphans anyway. So Playco would have had, you know, would legally have, I guess, owned? I don't want to say owned. Possessed those children. So that part isn't as weird to me. The amount of parents and other people, yeah, but like the actual orphans themselves doesn't really confuse me that much. Well, this looks weird. Where are you? Okay. 5 is up to here, 4 is up to Pianosaurus, basically. So, I mean, you can do the math with how much is left. Most of the rest of them both. Flow enclosure? Yeah, thanks. I made that all by myself. You still got 2. Yeah, I don't know where the blue one went. Only definitely a cat and High left. Playtime Rage Baiter? That's true. Four is not quite to Pianosaurus. And then you see where 5 is. Love the characters in 4. Doughy, Dr. Yarnaby, Pianosaurus. Yeah, I agree. Characters were probably the best part of that chapter. Where's the green one? There was a green one? What do you mean? I don't know, though. There was a blue, or like the whitish blue, no? Just lock in? Yeah, okay. Easier said than done. Chapter B, 3B, and over. In your opinion, good lord, over 100. That's all I've got. Blue one's name was the green one. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. He's been missing. He was gone. He's been gone for a while. I don't know where bro went. But he probably drowned. Or suffocated. What are they doing? Head bobbing. Assistance on? Really? The dolphins are so dumb. I don't understand them. I think you need all of the blocks to be waterlogged. Because I think if they're not, like... Allow me to demonstrate. If you place water like this on the ceiling, none of these blocks are technically waterlogged. Only the top one is. So I think if a dolphin is in one of these non-waterlogged blocks, it just tweaks and freaks out and dies. I don't know why, or it doesn't make sense, but that seems to be the case. It's kind of annoying. Yeah, I feel like I am going to end here. I can only build so much PPT. That's good, though. That's good progress. I think after, like, this room is done, I'll feel a lot better going through this, because these, like, look at this room so far. This is just awful. I think it's because it's so much of the same. So once we get, you know, past all of this, to Giblets area and like the Baron boilers and whatever. Those rooms should be better, but it's kind of annoying with where we're at right now. Anyway, that's where I'm gonna end. Yeah, thank you guys for watching this video, guys. Did enjoy this video. There is no stream tomorrow, but there should be one Monday. I think that's next stream. I haven't done schedule yet though, so we'll see. With that being said, though, have a fantastic rest of your day or night. Yeah, probably, Mr. Mo. And I will see you on the next one. Bye.